Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I had an experience with Hugh Freeze. He made it sound to me like he had no choice but to bring Jackson to media days because Jackson needs that kind of reassurance. He was telling other media people, we have to ask DJ Durkin, our defense, to make sure that practice does not end without Jackson feeling confident.
That's like doing a show with Chuck. I'm like, hey, we got to make sure the show ends with Chuck feeling good so he comes back tomorrow.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, let's turn on the Chuck and Bo show.
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
You know, the truth is, I don't know if the Razorbacks are going to be good this year or not, but I know they think they are. I had a chance to go to an event with some of the coaches last night. They think they're going to be good. I mean, they say it with conviction. And
all right, okay, question.
All right, go ahead.
Out of the gate, I'll just ask on behalf of, the people that are, wondering. Is that talking themselves into it?
I don't know.
Is that
I don't know.
it?
I feel like there was real conviction in their voice. Learfield had an event last night for sponsors, and some of the coaches were there. And, Pittman, and I've been around him a little bit, and sometimes you can tell, in fact, a lot of times you can tell when somebody's got real conviction in their voice and when somebody's, as you say, just trying to talk themselves into it. And that's why I prefaced it with, I don't know if they're going to be good this year or not.
Well,
but I can tell you they think they are.
I've been trying to say this, Chuck. I've been trying to say this. Name the receivers on the team to me. Name the defensive linemen. Name the linebackers.
Hey,
name the offensive line. Come on, and then tell me how you feel about the team. You 4 and 5 win people.
He said
you
last
don't even
night,
know the names of the players on the team.
Hey, I'm not going to throw stones. I don't know all of them either. But
that's my point. We don't know how good. We haven't been watching them
you're
practice and work out every day and how it's come together. We have no real idea. We just know the pieces we know. And the pieces that we know aren't that bad.
He was pretty emphatic last night that, you may not know their names now, but you will. And I'm anxious to see him. And we touched on this yesterday. When you look at the teams in this league that have a chance to burst out of the pack, so to speak, I think Arkansas is one of those teams. I don't know that they're at the top of the list, but I think they're one of those teams. And they've got their quarterback back. And as we've discussed before, I mean, the thing that a lot of people, myself included, wanted to see more than anything was Petrino and Taylon Green work together for 2 years as opposed to just one, and then he's gone. I want to see what he's like when, it really starts for real. And I think that gives him a chance, and I think they feel like he gives him a chance too.
Well, we've got varying opinions on
I know
Taylon
that.
Green
I know that.
we'll get into.
I am very well aware of that.
I think you and I are aligned in that we think Taylon's got a lot of upside, and we think he's got the best or as good of a quarterback coach as anybody in the country, and we think that the offensive coordinator is a real savant when it comes to play calling. And I know plenty of defensive coordinators that think he is the mind of all offensive coordinators in college football. And so I like that combination. I'll go with that.
I really believe in Petrino when it comes to developing quarterbacks. I think he's a great offensive mind. I think he's a great coach. I always have. And right now it seems to me as though, and I may be wrong, I'm just observing from a distance, I'll admit, I think he's in his comfort zone. Being a head coach is not a comfortable seat. I mean, it's just not. Now, it comes with a lot of power. It comes with a lot of money. But it's constantly uncomfortable. I think he's in his comfort zone. And he seems at ease. And I think he feels like he's got a good player. And I'll also say this. I mean, I watched him do it for 4 years at Arkansas. When Petrino was the head coach, he was also the coach of every position. I mean, he coached everything. And if Petrino says these guys are good receivers, I believe they're good receivers without having watched them play in a game. That's how much I believe in what he says. I always have. Even through the darkest days, I've always believed that he knew exactly what he was talking about when it came to football. So I'm anxious to see it. I'm not saying that you can be great offensively and lousy in other areas and win football games, because you can't. But I am anxious to see that offense.
Boy, we know what that comfort zone looks like, don't we? Just look around the room here.
Yeah.
You think Bart's not in his comfort zone?
Hey.
Look at him. He's just been rolling from day one.
He
He's in his
He
zone.
has.
Once we got through the first week of those early morning wake up calls, I mean, we've had a few moments where Bart, he thought he had food poisoning, but it was called waking up too early.
Yeah.
And he got through it. And I look over here at Jackson, the intern. I mean, does anybody look more comfortable?
He does.
For, a 19-year-old that gets out of bed at, I don't know when you got up this morning. Did your neighbor bring you in again? Did we get a
Car
ride?
working again?
My car is working. I've got it back now.
sweet.
It's so nice to have it back.
Jackson might have the most, not might. He's got the most expensive shirt on in the room.
Oh, there's no question. I mean, that probably ran you, what, $150? That's a nice golf shirt. Yeah.
It's from Razor Pigs. I love it.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
Is that a?
It's got the Masters logo. It's in the shape of the state of Arkansas.
Yeah. See,
Well, it's got the Masters yellow and the green and the flag.
people are going to mistake that for a Masters logo.
Now, are you
That's
a good
the idea.
golfer, or you just wear the shirt?
I go golfing. That's what
you?
I'm doing today. I'm going
Are you
golfing.
really? Okay.
Yeah, well,
it makes
listen,
sense.
this
Makes
is
sense
important,
now.
and I'll tell you, we're asking for a real reason. So I'd like you to be as don't sandbag, don't give us this fake handicap stuff.
Oh, I suck. I can hit it really far, but I can't tell you where it's gonna go.
Okay, but can you score? Can you put a round together?
I can go par.
Can you
maybe.
break? Well, you could shoot 72
on the links.
Okay, well, there's a real reason I'm asking, because if you don't know already, we're about to get you in a match with Bart, and Chuck and I are going to have to bet on one of you.
I'd lose to Bart.
That's
Bart's
too
really
bad.
good. I cannot.
How do you know Bart's really good?
Because he talks about it all the time.
Just by reputation?
His scorecard. He brought it in, showed us.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever actually
I
seen
believe
him
it.
play,
I believe
though?
him.
You haven't seen him play.
No, I haven't seen him play.
You think
None
Bart-
of us have.
You think Bart was
Well,
playing
Bart-
it up that day? You think he
Go
didn't take them all again? You think every shot counted?
Write it down.
I think you did it. I believe him. I believe him.
What did Bart shoot that day?
I don't remember, but I just remember him telling us about it and that it was really good.
What was it, 79, 82? What was it? I can't remember.
It was an 81.
It was an 81.
Oh, he remembers.
Yeah.
Could you walk us through the round,
Yeah.
hole by hole?
Yeah.
No.
Shot by shot?
No, I'm not going to do
all
that.
right.
When did you get in your sort of groove? When did you find it?
The tee on number 9 or number 10. Number
So
10.
you think
the
you
back
could,
9?
You think you could take Jackson?
I have no idea.
Yeah. You
Never
gonna
seen
give
him hit a golf ball.
Give him strokes?
I can drive it really far, and then that's my specialty.
Yeah.
That's about my specialty.
You hit it in the fairway, when you drive
Every
it
so
far,
often.
most of the
Yeah,
time.
you just hit it a long way.
I've gotten better at doing that. When I first started playing, I was awful. I would slice every hit, no matter what club, even with putter.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you how I
And
did
then
that.
and then you went and talked to Bart, and
Oh yeah, I got golf lessons from Bart,
fixed your
and
game?
he's
right
fixed
over
my
there in the
game.
office. You sound
yeah.
like a guy that could play in a scramble. Chuck, he can get you off the
I
tee.
know. That's what I was thinking.
I could do a scramble. I did a scramble with a buddy of mine, and I hit an eagle.
You what?
I hit an eagle.
You went? Excuse me.
You mean like you actually hit an eagle, or you
Oh
made an
no.
eagle?
Thank you, Chuck.
I hit the shot. I hit the shot eagle.
I killed an eagle.
Thank you, Chuck.
Pete is on line 2. We got the
Well, I just need a little
whatever
clarification. there.
animal government agency now. War Eagle, baby. Oh, Jackson. Oh my. Oh, tell more. Like, what you hold out from?
We
you make the
so
putt?
I drove. My buddy hit his irons, and then I putted,
Okay.
and we hit eagle.
All right. Made eagle.
You made an
Made
eagle.
Made an eagle.
Made eagle.
Made
Made
eagle.
eagle.
I still don't know terminology.
Well, you got to get your verbiage right.
yeah.
You know.
I'll
but,
go with you guys one day, and we'll get it all right.
If
We'll
you're
get it all
really
settled
gonna,
out.
if you're gonna fake your way around the golf course, this is important. You've
yeah.
got to have the
Got it.
correct verbiage.
Got it. Well,
So,
I'll go with you guys one day, and we'll get it
yeah,
all right. We'll get it
yeah,
all settled out.
Yeah.
Would you like to have your picture made? I hit eagle. Would like to have my picture made.
Yeah, That's great.
because I
with,
hit
the,
eagle.
with the bird.
What's the course record?
Yeah.
I should go up to the person on the or the attendant.
Yeah, that's a good one. You know what we should do? That's a great idea. We should have Jackson go to local country clubs, and we'll film, and he needs to walk in and ask the club pro what the course record is.
What's the course
and
record?
then we'll go watch him play, and we'll just splice together the edit of the round.
Oh, I think
And it'd be
Just
like
every
110. You come by, and you're like, I'm only 40 strokes away
That's right.
from the course record.
That's right.
You got to go up to him afterwards and go, "What was the course record again?" And he tells you, and you go, "Well, I was almost there, 100."
Yeah. All right. Well, Jackson, glad you could make it today. No
Thank you.
car issues.
No car issues.
My gosh, this pen is leaking all over.
Oh, that's a
What?
lonely
It's a
feeling.
brand-
I've done that.
What
I've
else
done
is
that.
happening? Where's it coming from?
Well, you've been too
What if
you've
I've
been
been
too aggressive with that pen over there. Goes over manhandling this pen. It's getting ink all over him.
What if I used it to stir my coffee like you do?
Well, I mean,
It'd be inky.
if you don't get
What would
ink on-
happen?
if you don't burst the pen open, you're free to stir your coffee. up
What
with
would
it.
happen if you had a leaking ink pen? Well, stir
Well,
in
that's
your
never
coffee
happened.
as
But
you
if
do.
it were to happen,
you
I
use
would
a
probably
daggone
throw it out.
Sharpie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot.
Well,
Would it could that Bart
you don't use
situation
the
room?
end where the felt is. You use the other end.
Oh, okay, but let's just for this purpose of Chevy of Fayetteville
just for
situation room.
Yeah.
If you get ink in your coffee, what can it do to you?
I mean, if it's a small amount,
Dr.
it's
Bart.
probably not going to do a whole lot to you.
Really?
I've Googled this.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
WebMD.
mild effects. However, if you drink a whole ink pen, well,
Yeah.
then you
yeah.
might have some issues.
Well, of course.
Thank you for that. Yeah, we were talking football. I'm sorry.
No,
But
I mean,
was
this
you
is
talked
good.
about
This is
Petrino's
great.
comfort zone, and I just looked over at Jackson and I go, man, he's living his
I
best
know.
life.
Well, I
and then
know.
I realized, not really. He woke up at 5 o'clock this morning,
Yeah, but he's used to that.
and he's 19. He's used to coming in at 5, but waking up at 5.
Yeah, he's all right.
And I mean, Edward, when this whole thing, I got to be honest. Like I thought, I looked at Edward. I had a lot of respect for how Edward was leading Jackson early in this process. Remember, we came in and Jackson had already been here for an hour, and then ever since
Edward
that first
was on
week,
him like 30 minutes in.
Ever since that first week, I don't know what's happening over there, but I think what Jackson has done is he's pissed Edward off, and Edward's putting up with it and bringing him in, but he's not coaching him as hard as he was. And you know what we hear when they stop coaching you, they don't care about
That's
you
when
anymore.
you're in trouble. That's when
And
you're in
now
trouble.
I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm more concerned for Edward and his leadership or Jackson
Wow.
and the life
Come
he has ahead of
Hey,
him.
here we go.
But this combination is not what it started off
Well,
being.
that
I
sound-
saw
that
mentor,
sounds like
I
me.
saw
Yeah.
pupil, I saw like hockey stick progress was going to happen, and bam, didn't happen.
Wow.
Jackson's been on 4 vacations.
I know.
He's been sick 3
I know.
times. His car's been broken down.
Need to
and
rein
he's-
him in.
And he sends,
can't control
he
that.
sends a documentary of excuses,
I know.
which means
He
they're all
does.
lies.
That's right.
Lie.
Well,
Damn lie.
the last time he was sick and his car broke down, I said, Edward, what's the deal with Jackson? Oh, he's sick and his car broke down.
Yeah.
Like it happens every day.
Right.
I mean, it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
That's just life.
Yeah, and take his daughter to school again.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
Wait, he's 19. He doesn't have a daughter?
that's just
And
life.
if he does, she's not in school yet. Jackson's like, sorry, that was the wrong group, Rex.
Hey, all
Sorry, that was the wrong thread. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. We'll start the show in a minute. It's 6:16, the Chuck and Bo show. What is today? Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Allegedly.
Chuck was hanging out with the brass last night. There's more to come on that. All right? We got inside, like, we're going to hear what it was like. I was there too, but I was valeting. I was valeting all the cars. Good morning. When you went into the Hall of Fame, I think it was at a Western Sizzler.
I think it was. It was at a motel. It wasn't a hotel. It was a motel.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape.
Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
It's going to be a tough slog from now till the end of time.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
No idea how a McMuffin could bring a man back to life. Because I'm just going to tell you, I wolfed mine down moments ago, and I feel like $1 million.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Jackson is here. We got a breakfast run today. We'll have to decide what we want. Hey, the coaches are out early this morning. Coach Gooning texting you.
Oh, okay.
All right,
yeah, read it to me.
This
is my favorite part of the show.
Petrino used to be a good coach, but times are passing by. You can't be a good coach and not use your tight end as a good pass option for short routes.
That's it. That's when I think about coaching, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, how does he throw to the tight end? I mean, people really think like this. Okay, so what I'd like to do, Goonie, first of all, thanks for outing yourself. It takes courage. It may be naive courage, but nonetheless, it takes courage. I think what people, and this is actually an insight that I picked up along the way from, I don't know, maybe a coach, that one of the issues Arkansas had throwing to the tight end last year is they didn't have, and maybe even Clay said this, they didn't have a tight end that they felt like could really do both. So they didn't have a tight end that could really block, and then they could send him out on a route and feel like he was a really good receiver. So when you get in a short passing situation and you bring in your Luke Haas and he's your obvious guy you're going to try to pass to, it makes it a little more difficult to actually have that option available to you than when you have a guy who can block and kind of chip and then go out on a route or whatever. I think they're going to be much better with the tight ends this year because I think they were missing a piece in the one that I just explained last year. But, I mean, look, I realize that Goonie probably has a lot of experience playing EA Sports, college football, and so I'll defer to that. But just from where I'm sitting, I don't think the game has passed Petrino by just yet.
No, I think he's still got a pretty good handle on it.
That's just me. And I also would love this. I wish that, and like if you said, Bo, pick anything you could make come true today. Are you ready? I wish I could watch Goonie in a private one-on-one conversation say that to Bobby.
Well, I'd just like
Coach, has the game passed you by? Do you not know how to throw to the tight end? And then now I have two wishes. My other one is that we gave Petrino truth serum and that he had no filter. He could just openly respond to this guy. Now, do you think that Goonie would have the courage to say that or ask that question to Petrino?
I just want to see those two minds in the same room together, so they can.
That's what I mean.
I mean, Petrino by himself's off the charts. I mean, the two of them together.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine what it would?
That's made for television. We've had two made for television things today. Jackson goes to country clubs and asks the club pro for the course record. And Goonie interviews head coaches or offensive coordinators about how the game has passed them by.
You did make one point there that's actually right on target.
Oh, was there one?
No, I mean a football point. And they wanted, when they went out and looked for tight ends from the portal primarily, they wanted guys who could block and catch. Guys, how many times was Arkansas in mass protection last year? How many times did they have to be?
Jeez, we might need to keep a receiver in. You wondered why they threw it to Andrew Armstrong so many times. I mean, they probably had an extra receiver in blocking.
Well, look, everybody wants to see a great player like Luke Haas catch the ball every time, you're in a 3rd and 6 situation. But you look at the guys, the really good tight ends. I mean, they're really good ones. The ones that they go to on 3rd and 6.
Kittle.
Yeah, Gronk.
Kelsey.
Those are big
Kelsey
guys.
Swift.
Those are big guys who also block. And big, agile, terrific athletes. I'm not knocking Haas at all. I think Haas is a great player. But when I think about throwing to Luke Haas, I mean, I know this is not the only play they threw to him on, but, hey, you run a bootleg, you play fake, you bootleg, somebody missed a block, and bam, Green's on the ground. You may have had a play called for the tight end, but somebody missed a block, and the quarterback never even got to see that far. So, sure, it'd be nice to see the players that we think are great get the ball more. I mean, everybody wants that. But you're right in that I think having a guy who can do multiple things at that position is really important to him. look at the tight ends. I mean, think about DJ. You know, when and he wasn't the only one, obviously.
Chris
that was
Gregg,
here. Yeah.
Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I mean, there were guys that could do multiple things at that position, and so that was important to him.
Who else? What other tight end you want to mention? Drew Morgan wasn't a tight end.
Not a tight end.
Yeah, small receiver,
Swing and a miss.
but you know,
Good try.
yeah. But
Jackson pipes up.
yeah,
Well, let's not leave him
yeah,
out.
let's not get too aggressive over there. Let's
Actually, that is Luke Hawes, and that's why
Yeah.
it didn't
Yeah.
didn't necessarily have that capability last year. By the way, Luke Hawes is a good football player, and I enjoyed watching him play. But was he any of the guys we just rattled off?
Well, just from a physical size standpoint, no, and
He's kind of more of a tweener.
yeah, and again, I'm
And a
not
good athlete,
I'm
good
not
player.
saying he's a bad player.
No, I get it, yeah.
I'm not saying that at all.
I'm
I-
sure
I
they'll
think-
figure. I'm
he's a
sure
football
Kiffin will
player.
use him just fine at Ole Miss.
Right, but I would imagine that he's going to be, you know, he's going to be a pass-catching tight end there. I would not imagine he'll be a short yardage tight end. I could be wrong. I mean, I haven't, you know, I'm not privy to it, but that would be my guess.
Well, the one they brought in from A&M, Petrino coached the year before there.
Yeah.
And then Raylan Sharp is a guy who's also played as receiver, who's a slot receiver, and apparently really shifty and speedy, is a guy Petrino has coached before, which is another good sign to me when Petrino's bringing in guys he's coached in the past that he likes.
Yeah, and again, I mean,
So Gooney, for the idea that the game passed him by, I would say he went out and got somebody that he thinks can fill the need. But that's enough about
yeah,
Gooney.
I mean, anytime a coach hits a certain age, if he's not winning every game, there's going to be a chorus of the games passed him by. But
Gooney, what is your handle on Hogville? Can you text that in, please? We want to be on the lookout. When, we're going to put Jackson on Hogville duty. Give us some topics along those lines. 877-377-6963. If you've got something absurd to text in, please don't hold back.
Yeah,
this
today's
morning.
your day.
We would
Today's your
love to hear from you on National Hammock Day.
is it really?
Do you have a hammock?
No, I've had a hammock at points in my life, but I do not have one now. No.
Okay.
But I have relaxed in the
Yeah,
hammock
you
on a
have.
Sunday afternoon.
On a
Yes.
Sunday afternoon.
Beneath the shade.
Have you ever spent the night underneath the stars in a hammock?
No, I have fallen asleep, but I've never spent the entire night.
That
there,
you've
no.
gone
Have you?
inside?
Yeah,
I have not.
Yeah.
I have.
I have.
Have you
Well,
really?
maybe
Couple
maybe
times.
when the kids were young, maybe that happened one time. Maybe that was a camp out in the backyard situation
Yeah.
where we had a tent and Dad went inside at like 2:30 to actually sleep.
Right. I mean, you know, I as I say, I've fallen asleep there, but at some point you'll wake up.
I just
and go
wonder what it
inside.
might do for your soul, like a night under the stars.
It's not comfortable.
A night in the
It's
hammock.
horrible.
Like, so if they say Bo,
Terrible night.
by they,
Yes.
like any of my friends would say Bo. And people, I have friends that do this.
Okay.
And I've not taken them up on it. We're going to go camp the Buffalo. We're going to float, however many miles.
Yeah.
We're going to spend the night.
Well, that sounds
We're gonna
like a good time.
Make camp, and we're going to sleep in hammocks.
You should do it. You
and
should do it.
I say to
Mr.
myself,
Outdoorsman.
that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Jackson's done it.
Well, of course Jackson's done it. Tell us about it, Jackson.
Listen, I've done that exact thing right there.
Jackson, what? Jackson wants the show.
When did you do
What
this?
happened?
I did this last fall,
Where?
Buffalo.
Really?
So we went.
It sounds fun, but
It
not
is.
if I have
It's
to,
great
to work
and-
the next day. Like I need
That's
a whole day.
different.
I'm not going to sleep very well.
That's different.
It's a Friday or Saturday night
Yeah,
thing.
if you're going
late in the
you
evening,
leave
nice
Friday.
breeze,
Yeah.
something like that.
Did you have bourbon?
No. But if you,
I'm going to ask you one more time, and I need you to look me in the eyes. Were you on moonshine?
No,
Were you drinking at all?
no.
No. Okay.
I
went
know
with
your
a bunch-
parents are listening. Blink twice if you're lying to me. There's no camera over there.
It was really simple because all you do is you go down there on Friday night, you float. Well, actually, you go there Friday morning because we scheduled all our classes to where you don't have class on Friday, and so we would go early Friday. We'd float on Friday, stay the night in hammocks, and then head back the next day.
So you're pretty good with the paddle?
I'm pretty good with paddle.
Are you? Can you help Bo?
I could.
All right.
Floating's easy. Floating's the easy.
Well, maybe you should take Jackson. Yeah. Right there.
I got a rooftop tent.
He can be your driver. He can navigate. He can do everything.
Give me the tips.
Yeah. Pro tips.
Pro tips from Jackson.
Pro tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got MacGyver and
Sounds like a big time.
Tom Sawyer with me.
Yeah. More like Huck Finn, I think.
Well, it's National Hammock Day.
Well, it
so
is.
just, at your leisure. Maybe a night under the stars.
It would be nice. I do know this, that my air conditioner is working well today. I hope yours is. And I know that everyone who's a Paschal customer has the peace of mind of knowing today that even though it's really hot, and it's going to get hotter as we move through the week, it's going to be all right. If you're in Northwest Arkansas, you're familiar with the Paschal name. They've been around for over 50 years. Homeowners have trusted them for world-class service. And if you're able to hear my voice right now, there's a pretty good chance Paschal's already there. If they're not, they're coming. And you're going to find out what Northwest Arkansas is known for a long, long time. There are no shortcuts, no surprises, just Paschal quality at a price more families can afford. Professional people, professional service. Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Log on at gopaschal.com.
6:32. It's July 22nd. Good morning.
Donuts, Red Bull, and lottery tickets. I mean, how could you want anything
Courtesy
more?
of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, guys, you hear us talk about the Sweat and Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show. You've got your summer lineup set, but what about your skincare? Sun, sweat, and all that time outside takes a toll. Hit up the spa at Sweatnam Cosmetic Surgery for a facial or sun damage repair. It's not just for the ladies, guys. Call 479-966-4174. Again, that's 479-966-4174 and get your skin in the game.
Summer storms and heavy rains can sneak up fast, so make sure your gutters are ready to handle it all. Hog Trough Gutters, locally owned and operated with 30 years of experience, installs seamless gutters made on site to protect your home. They're fully licensed and insured. Every job is hydro-tested, and each one comes with a 20-year warranty. Proudly serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. Schedule your free inspection today at hoggutters.com.
You want to talk about washed? You're being brainwashed by idiots. You're following idiots.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, sir. Anybody that says sleep's overrated is not 66 years old, I'm going to tell you right now.
Boy, you're not lying.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Okay, 877-377-6963. Before we go to the phones, I want to tell you about our friends at Teamwork Roofing. You need a roof. You've had damage. Maybe it's a new one. Maybe it's construction. Maybe it's a bunch of homes. Or maybe it's commercial. Teamwork Roofing and Construction is the only company you need to deal with, and it's the only company you'll ever deal with again, because they work on all that, big commercial projects too. They do it the right way. Certified crews, top materials, no shortcuts. These are friends. These are people we know and trust, and they use all the qualified or quality materials, certified Malarkey shingles, McElroy metal, low slope systems. They got all the bases covered, but the communication is what I hear the most about. They tell you what's going to happen. They do exactly what they say they're going to do, and when they say they're going to do it. And then you don't have a bunch of trash left around. Like you walk around your house one day, you're mowing the lawn, there's this and that, there's nail. It's immaculate. You don't even know they were there. You just have a brand new roof, and it looks great. You want to see how great it looks? Go to their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. You'll see all the videos and pictures there on their Facebook page, the kind of quality we're talking about. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality, powered by teamwork. All right, Gentle Ben. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Just thought I'd call in with my kind of mixed up way of looking at the season. I can see where we could win 6, 7, 8, 9 games if everything clicked just right. We didn't have any injuries all year long like the first year that Hootie Houston Nutt was here. You know, we did not have one injury on the 11 defensive guys, 11 offensive guys. Nobody got injured, and we almost got to play for the national championship and win it his first year here. But with the no injuries thing, and Danny Ford, you know, got them all tough and everything, and Hootie knew what to do with them. But I could also, I see that this year you know, if things clicked and we didn't have any injuries. But I can also see how this could be a real poor year, because doing the black side or the bad side is that, you know, if, our second game against ASU, if they was to, if our players or whoever was to overlook ASU, that's a trap game, because that's going to be ASU's Super Bowl game, you know. And then the next game against Ole Miss, you know, we've had their number some years, even when they were better than we were. But you know, they're still real good and win 10 games a lot of years and all like that. That could be a loss. And then come back to Notre Dame, who almost won the national championship against Ohio State. That could be a loss here. And I mean, I just see where it could be either way. And I don't know which way is up or down as to what kind of season we're going to have.
Well, now, what does your gut tell you, Gentle Ben? You're waffling here. What does your gut tell you?
Well, no, I'm just being honest about how. Okay, I'll say 7 games. I'll say 7 wins, 7-5.
All right.
And then we'll take our second string against somebody else's, or maybe our third string, depending on how many people leave after the season's over, or whatever, and play somebody about like, you know, the same way, and maybe beat them and whatever. That's just kind of the way I see it. But I could really see it going south also. I'm just being honest, you know. And then I'll just throw this in, if you don't mind, real quick. In the old days, it seemed like even people would, they didn't stay there all year round like they do now, but they'd come in early, and we could kind of get the rich folks to kind of give us an idea from Fayetteville, you know, how they look, you know, who was in shape, who wasn't, or how it was going to be, and we could kind of tell early in the season or fourth season what it might look like or whatever. And now it's just who goosed the moose, you know. All the practices are closed, and I'm glad they are, because that means that other teams can't know what we're doing. But I'm just saying, you don't know anything about anything before the season starts. And it just seemed like in the old days, even if it was lies or whatever.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Gentle Ben. Back in those days, as you're talking about, the players, the vast majority of them had been here the year before. I mean, we'd seen him
Yes,
play.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. I knew there was something I was leaving out, but I couldn't. I mean, we just knew kind of what we had. Like, you're right. And that's it. I mean, and we could have a good idea of what might be coming, but now you just don't.
Well, you're bringing up a good point
don't.
too, though. Let me ask you, Ben. Do you feel like, maybe this year exclusively, or maybe it's been the last several years, do you feel like you know less about the team going into the season than you used to? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm sorry if I used.
No, and so how does that how does that make you feel?
Huh?
How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel like we're like everybody else. It seems like everybody else, a whole lot of teams anyway, the good, bad, and ugly, and in the middle, and all that are the same way. A lot of people leave the teams that kind of shock me. That man, why would they leave that team? You know. But anyway, I'm just saying it makes me feel uncomfortable because you don't know what to expect. But I think there's a lot of fans and teams out there that might be just like us. Now, we might have more, leaving because of whatever reason. Oh, I know one reason. Everybody hates my guts for mentioning this, but just like Ole Miss, a lot of players have a great season with us. I mean, a real good season with us. And then the next year, they're playing and having a great season with Ole Miss that pays them more money than we do, and that hurts. That hurts my feelings. But it's just life, no matter what if you're a janitor or you're the CEO of a company, everybody just wants to make a little bit of money, a little bit more money, and they're gonna go where they get paid the most, and that hurts us a lot as far as how many people leave here and go somewhere else, like the defensive guy that went to Texas. I'm sorry. I know I've talked too long.
Well,
go ahead.
No, I understand your point. By the way, not everybody does leave for the money.
No, not everybody does.
I mean,
there are guys on this team. Yeah, there's guys, and we talked to one of them on the show the other day. There are guys who've been offered more money at other places. Now, look, I'm not naive, and I'm not going to sit here and say the vast majority of players that are offered more money at another school say no. There are some players on last year's Razorback team who were offered more money to go to other schools, and they said yes, and they went. And there are players on this team who were offered more money by other schools, and they said, no, I'll stay. So, each situation's different. And I'm not being critical of anybody. I'm just saying that everybody's got to decide for themselves.
646. Bart is he's on pins and needles in the situation room.
Well, Bart's been working this morning.
He's done a bunch of research this morning. We got some Memphis stuff to get into, and it's not related to barbecue, but he feels just as strongly about it. So I'd have another cup of coffee because you're going to need it for this. Everybody's welcome to their opinion. That's just flat out wrong.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Why deal with the stress of commercial travel when you can fly on your schedule with Jet Aircraft? No TSA lines, no baggage claim, no waiting around. Just you and your crew flying in comfort and style. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a golf trip, or planning your football travel for the fall, Jet makes it easy. Seats up to 9 with a full bar, custom catering, and plenty of space. Visit Jet NWA for pricing and more. That's Jet with 2 T's. Hey, if you've been thinking about a new ride, now's the time to make it happen. That's because Chevy of Fayetteville is kicking off their summer drive deals with some of the best offers you'll get all year. Trailblazers starting at $23,000, Colorados from only $30,000, the new Equinox EVs from just $30,000. No matter what you're looking for, these deals are real and they won't last long. So don't wait. Head over to Chevy of Fayetteville today. Together, let's drive.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yuengling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yuengling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yuengling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
We never thought much about power outages until we had one during the worst possible time. As a busy mom, there are plenty of challenges in a day. But with Paschal, power outages don't have to be one of them. A whole home generator installed by the pros at Paschal gave me back my peace of mind. The process was easy and understandable. Now, I don't have to worry about losing power when storms arrive. Get a free estimate today and keep the power on with a whole home generator from Paschal. Professional people, professional service. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Does the show feel like it's always a friendly environment? I was going to say, just
I
like
guess
the
it
Chuck-
depends on
It's
which side of the fence you're
It's
on.
friendly. Sometimes you get yelled at, but I mean, it's still friendly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Is there anything worse than being in a line at a convenience store and you got a lottery ticket buyer? It tests every bit of patience, religion, everything good in your life, it tests.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
6:52 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. They're our partner in the real estate game, and they can be yours too, whether you're buying or selling. You can trust them. These are real estate professionals, number one. Nobody's better trained than a Weichert agent, but these are also Weichert agents who are part of our community. You see them at ball games, you see them at church, you see them in the grocery store, and they want to be part of the community. They want to help you, and they understand that when you buy a home, it's probably going to be the most money that you ever spend, and they take that seriously, and they truly become your partners. when it comes time to do that. And there may be a time when it's time to sell that home, or you may just think that the time might be right from a financial standpoint. They can tell you that as well. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978. They're in Washington and Benton counties, Fort Smith and Branson, and you can always log on to WeicherGriffin.com.
Bar, what's this deal with Memphis? Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. You're a Memphis native. I see Memphis tried to pay the Big 12 $250 million if the Big 12 would just accept them. And the Big 12 said, we're good. And they just flat out rejected Memphis.
What's the deal?
Do you think that's going to affect the Arkansas game? Are they going to be extra?
They're going to be extra motivated for that game now.
Chip on the shoulder.
There's been a lot of, I think, disingenuous reporting going on. Content aggregation that's led to some missing details.
Is that
details.
Right? Okay.
As in. What are the missing details?
So basically what happened is Memphis had met with a bunch of Big 12 schools to kind of gauge their interest one-on-one of like, hey, would you be interested in us joining the conference? Here's what we can bring to the table, blah, blah, blah. Based on all that feedback, they put a proposal together after meeting with their sponsors and saying, hey, like over the next however many years, our sponsors are willing to become sponsors of the Big 12. I'm talking like the big one, FedEx, for example. And it will pay you $200 million over the course of this time. We'll also forego rev sharing for 5 years. As of right now, that proposal doesn't have a supermajority support from the Big 12 schools. No telling how many schools. It could be 11 of the 16 support it, but they need 12.
Okay,
we don't know.
So just to recap, Memphis offered over $200 million to the Big 12, and the Big 12 said no.
Not quite, but good effort. Good try.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's where we are.
Good try.
Aren't we? Isn't it? It's like
we're good.
You're right. Like it doesn't sound. The rejection doesn't sound as bad the way that you said it.
Well, because the way I said it is what actually happened.
It could be 11 or it could be 0.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Sure.
But they did still say no thanks. I don't want to go to dinner with you at this time.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, if you're struggling to get your Social Security disability, or you're buried in debt thinking about bankruptcy, don't wait. You need a legal team that knows how to fight for Arkansans.
That's why you can trust Cadell Reynolds. Bill Reynolds and his team know how to get results when it matters most. Whether it's personal injury, disability, or bankruptcy, they've got your back.
Dial 866-314-3728 or visit CadellReynolds.com today.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call.
As a play-by-play announcer, my eyes are everything. I need to see every detail on the field to call the game the right way. So when cataracts started affecting my vision, I knew I couldn't wait. I went to Dr. Betts and the team at McDonald Eye Associates. And truthfully, I wish I'd done it years ago. The difference is incredible. The whole experience was professional, easy, and honestly life-changing. If your vision's holding you back, take it from me. Don't put it off any longer. Schedule your appointment with McDonald Eye Associates today.
Hey, it's Bo. And for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Thank you all for your show. It's a great format in the morning. It's really nice to have knowledgeable people to wake up to and listen to. So thank you all.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Can you imagine a round of golf lasting almost 6 hours?
What would you do?
I'd leave. I'd walk off.
Like on 13, you'd be like, this has been a 4-hour round.
How about the
It's
fifth
time to
hour?
go.
Well, you know, if the company was good, maybe 4.5. 4.5's a long time to spend with anybody. Let's just be honest. 4.5 hours is a long time to spend with anybody.
There it is.
comes down to.
There it is.
That's what
we
it
just
comes
learned
down
a
to.
lot about Chuck right there.
Yeah, that's why this show is only 3 hours.
Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Chuck spent time with coaches last night.
Man, I'm ready for football season. I'm actually getting a little bit bored with summer. Let's just turn the page and get on to the football
Have you
season.
done all the things that you wanted to get done this summer?
Haven't done a single.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've done a
did a
few.
few.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say, have you done all the things you need to do to get ready for football season? I was going to say no, but I'm just ready to get there.
Well, before we hit some headlines and get into a few different things here, can we just talk about this for a second?
All right.
I just want to ask you, like we do on the air sometimes. I mean, we're pretty transparent. And we talk about things here, sometimes unnecessarily.
I got a feeling this is going to be one of those times.
It's going to be one of these moments where I invite you on something.
Okay.
Would you like to go on a float trip with me this weekend?
No.
That would be a great way to
You
cap
and I
off
would,
summer.
if we were to go on a float trip together, it would be, we might not be as close of friends when we got back. I've been on float trips with people I care about, and there's generally a fight at some point. I mean, there's going to be a fight.
Well, I think what would have to happen is we would have to be in our own kayaks for this to work. I don't see us navigating a canoe or
God,
raft
no.
together.
Well, that's kind of what I was
down
driving
the
at.
right.
Yeah.
But the thought of it is actually intriguing.
Maybe different rivers, too. Just like you take a different river and I'll take a different
Edward,
river.
let me ask you on this. Better chance of success, Bart and Chuck in a canoe together.
Oh, God.
Me and Chuck in a canoe together.
You and Chuck.
It would be bad.
Now, see, Bart and
Now,
I
if it
think
was-
Bart and I would be fine
I was
in a
going to
canoe
say,
together.
if it's you and Bart or me and Bart, that would be okay.
You're saying Bart and I would be like oil and water?
I just can't envision that.
Really?
I just can't make the image in my mind. We should just do a 5-man
Now, is that
raft.
a commentary on me or Bart?
It's up for interpretation.
I don't know.
We should just do a 5-man raft with the people in this room this weekend.
No, I'm good.
What?
I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, it's kind of like what
Yeah,
the Big
listen,
12 said
listen,
to Memphis.
I respect you guys too much to
The raft situation
Float trip's a good time. man.
is a different animal.
I'll go floating with you.
You know, I mean, the raft situation's a bit of a different animal.
Yeah.
Now I've gone whitewater rafting before.
No, it's
Well,
too dangerous.
I mean, listen, what have you not done? And where
Jackson,
was it?
have you done that?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
God.
he whispered in my ear, that's fun. He said, that's fun.
I can see him getting excited.
Utah
over
River
it.
in Colorado.
Oh,
Yes.
my God.
Yes, I have.
Okay, Jackson and Bart in a canoe together.
I'm not getting in a canoe. I'm not doing it.
What about a raft?
I would go whitewater rafting again.
All of us together?
How many people were you rafting with?
There were like 6 or 7 of us.
That's like a sport.
Yeah.
Where was it?
North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
I floated
It was-
the
it was
Chattooga
fun.
River once where they filmed Deliverance.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a raft.
I just don't want to like just.
Okay.
Canoe,
My
canoe,
point
lazy
is, summer's
river,
not
like,
over.
I'm
There's a
not-
little bit of time left.
That ain't for me.
You know, I mean,
I need some action,
you
some
need one
excitement.
more. Yeah, Chuck needs one more. I mean, the rest of you, whatever, you can handle yourselves. But I feel like it's kind of my duty to keep Chuck moving. And and so I'm just saying, I think one more experience this summer.
I might have one.
Just one
I
more.
might have one left in me.
Just one
It's possible.
Maybe it's too hot for a hike.
Oh no.
So maybe a float. You want to go out in the
Probably not.
boat? You want to go out in the boat on the lake?
Well,
maybe
I mean,
Saturday?
I've been waiting on you to invite all
Yeah.
of us out on a boat. You cook some
why don't-
hamburgers.
Okay, why don't we do that?
I've been waiting for that too, Jay.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
it hasn't happened yet.
let's just do it.
I see the Instagram stories every weekend of Bo on his boat.
Yeah.
The selfies.
In Jackson.
The shirtless selfies.
Yeah. You got to take those just right.
That's right.
You know, and it's generally with a lot of kids in the background.
That's right.
You know,
dad duty.
Yeah, I'm just kind of letting people know that, you know, I don't always, you know.
There's more to Bo than just this
go-
program.
I don't always hang out with Chuck.
Yeah. But
Thanks
you
for
know-
following me on Instagram, Edward.
You follow me too.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's mutual.
So, yeah, it sounds like a Chuck and Bo outing on the
Well,
boat.
it really does sound like a big time.
So when we get out there, do y'all want to just cruise or do you want to go find a cove and sit in the water?
Well, I like to cruise. I mean, I like to go on a boat ride.
Yeah.
You know. But,
Okay, I'm
you know,
going to
if
need
you
your
guys-
playlist.
You know, if you guys
I'm
going to
need your play. I'll tell you what, Chuck, we'll do a happy hour cruise.
Like 1 hour?
Yeah, like
There's
an
a
hour and a
beginning
half.
and an end?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just, you know, it'll be like, 7 o'clock.
Maybe like an hour before dark where we have
Right.
to come in?
Yes.
I got you.
Yes, we'll be back before dark, but it'll be beautiful.
Yeah.
And you'll have a flight by Yingling, and you'll be listening. You'll have the playlist. We'll play your music.
I'll have my earbuds in.
And if that's look, if that's what we got to resort to, so you can have a little more summer before this ends, we'll do it. We'll do it for you.
I didn't say I wanted to like hang out. I just said, you know, I never said anything like that.
I'm totally fine with that. I just want to make sure it happens for you.
Okay.
Because I care about you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
All
that.
right, couple of headlines. Kevin Trainer,
Yeah.
longtime University of Arkansas athletics administrator, has been hired as the Associate Executive Director and Chief Operating Officer for the Arkansas Alumni Association. So Trainer was caught up in the layoffs that we all heard about. We don't know whom all was laid off, nor do we really need to. But Kevin, KT, as we all know him, having been here for 30 years, it sent some, what I would say, shockwaves through Razorback Nation, especially among the obviously very well connected, knows a lot of people, respected by a lot of people. And it was it was a surprising day, kind of a sad day. But he handled it with all the class you would expect. And even though he was surprised, didn't have anything bitter or poor to say about it. And you always felt like maybe he'd end up with the foundation, but he's going to be with the Alumni Association, which I think, he'll do great things for them. He's also the moderator at SEC Media Days and the college football playoff.
Well, he's got a lot of good gigs.
Yeah.
Good trips.
And he's the head of the communications directors of all of college athletics. He's the president.
It's hard for me to imagine the University of Arkansas without KT. This guy, when I was 29 broadcasting baseball, Kevin was a student and an intern, and he worked our highlights for us in the booth. That's how long I've known KT. Roomed with him on the road for many years in baseball, and I can't imagine the place without him. And
I can't imagine you rooming on the road with
well,
anybody.
can I just imagine what it was like for him? But, pardon me, but
that was back in your younger days.
He'll do
Yeah.
great work there. I know he will. He'll do great work.
Hogs picked 14th in the SEC. We mentioned that yesterday. We've got some records that I think will surprise you. Bart came up with a stat this morning about how Arkansas has done against every SEC team since 2012. And I think some of these numbers are going to surprise you.
Let me provide the backdrop just for a moment, very briefly. It's 10 minutes until 6 o'clock this morning, and Bart comes in with some numbers. And Bo said, it would be really good if we had the numbers, as we're about to hear from the entire SEC.
Because he gave us two teams.
He gave us two teams.
Missouri and A&M.
Right.
When they came into the league.
That's right. And Bo said, I know you probably can't have this done in like 12 minutes. And Bart just kind of laughed. And so like 10 minutes later, not 12, 10, Bart comes in. Everybody's record's on the page 2 of the notes. Everybody's record just slaps it down like it's like he's playing dominoes, man. He just slapped that thing down and goes,
there they
Arkansas's record against everybody in the SEC's page 2 of the notes.
And hidden beneath all that is how to motivate Bart.
That's right.
Now we
Tell
know.
him he can't do it.
Now we know.
Yeah,
I
you
know
probably can't do it,
hey,
Bart.
listen, I know you probably can't do this,
Yeah.
but like
And,
my truck won't start.
Done.
And I like, you know, I know you're probably not a guy that can just fix a truck. But I know you can fix the printer, so I thought maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I still haven't brought my Keurig in that I could not descale for whatever reason. I know you probably can't, but I'll bring it in.
I'll take care of it.
All right. Arkansas strength coach Ben Souders will join us next. It is the Chuck and Bo Show, 712. Good morning.
They're all crazy. Yeah. And I don't mean that in a critical way. We got issues in this room. I'm going to be truthful about that.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Summer storms and heavy rains can sneak up fast, so make sure your gutters are ready to handle it all. Hog Trough Gutters, locally owned and operated with 30 years of experience, installs seamless gutters made on site to protect your home. They're fully licensed and insured. Every job is hydro tested, and each one comes with a 20-year warranty. Proudly serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. Schedule your free inspection today at hoggutters.com.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
All right, guys, you hear us talk about the Sweat and Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show. You've got your summer lineup set, but what about your skincare? Sun, sweat, and all that time outside takes a toll. Hit up the spa at Sweatinum Cosmetic Surgery for a facial or sun damage repair. It's not just for the ladies, guys. Call 479-966-4174. Again, that's 479-966-4174 and get your skin in the game.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Safe Sports Radio.
That's special.
The only difference between me and Scotty Scheffler, it's just so we're clear, there's only one difference, is when it starts going south for me, like it was for him, I just keep going south.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hardest thing in golf is when it goes south to right the ship, correct the course. Doesn't happen for me. Usually when it goes south, it's over.
Well, you can try different techniques.
You have a special,
a line in the scorecard.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to see, like, it's not about my overall round. It's about what I do from here.
Yeah.
And then when that doesn't work, you just kind of have to go lower your expectations. Now it's about, can I hit maybe a good shot?
I tell
Maybe
myself I'm going to be the best golfer on the course on the 18th hole. And that's
really,
generally before I get to 18.
Is that about your attitude or about how you're playing?
Well, generally,
Or both?
I just tell myself that because my score is generally terrible, and so that's the consolation.
I generally find myself in this is an opportunity for mental growth.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity for overcoming yourself and your adversity mentally, your own internal struggle. That's where I find myself on a golf course.
Yeah. I find myself there's some point in every round where I ask myself why I'm doing this. I mean, really, you're terrible, and you could be frustrated somewhere else. But it's
Well, why am I out here?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I
not
do
a
that.
good place to be, Chuck.
That's
about as bad as it gets.
Well,
on the golf course.
I'm exaggerating. A
You
little
haven't
bit.
gotten to
But
play
there
much
is a
golf
point.
this
No,
summer.
No, but I'm starting to hit it a little bit
because you were injured, but you're back. You're starting your shoulders
Well,
better.
Fighting my way through injury. Yes.
Well, this guy right here knows about training and
He
getting
does.
people fixed up after coming back from injuries or even completely healthy. Arkansas strength coach, director of strength and conditioning for Arkansas football, Ben Souders, who you were with last night.
Yeah, he's in his third year, and I've always believed if you really want to know about the heart and soul of a football team as practice begins to start, every year, go talk to the strength coach. He's the guy that knows. He's the one that's with them every day. And, Coach, first off, welcome. It was good to see you last night. You said some things that got me excited about how this team conducted itself during the summer. How'd it go for all these guys?
Yeah, good morning to you guys. Hope you're doing well.
We are.
We've had a really, really, really good summer. Probably the best summer that we've had since being here with Coach. And just the leadership, the accountability, the competitiveness between each other and the different position groups, and just the the buy-in has just been really, really, really good, and the best that it's been since I've been here in year 3.
Summer's different now than it used to be. I mean, there's always been work in the weight room. There's always been the strength coach. Now there's practice time. There's time you can spend on the field. It sounds like pretty much every day over there in the summer is a work day, and these guys have bought into that.
Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah. Monday through Friday, we are always doing something football related. They have something physical with our staff, meaning strength conditioning, on top of football, 2 to 3 days a week, depending on which day that is. So it's always something. It's always something. But that's what you got to do in this league. The league's very, very competitive, and there are no days off. Right? We know that every Saturday. So what you do in the off season and summer is going to come to light when it's time to roll the ball out there and play.
Coach, we all talk about the transfer portal and the challenges that come with that. But I'm thinking about you right now. Okay, a guy comes in, you don't know who he is. He didn't know who you are. I mean, he's obviously a player, and it's somebody the coaches wanted and all that. But it's not like he came in as a freshman and you've known him for 3 years, and part of your job, a lot of your job's development. So how do you handle a situation now where so many guys are in the first year on campus, but they're 2, 3, maybe 4 years already into their career?
Yeah, that's a great question. The biggest thing, number one, is cultivating our culture. And what I mean by that is, hey, this is how we do things. This is the standard. These are the expectations. And that's number one. I think it all starts there. And then number two, I think you got to do your homework on the guys. Like where are they coming from? Who's been their coach? What kind of system have they been in? That helps us a little bit too. But just like all of us that do a really good job, I think it goes back to assume nothing, right? So the first couple weeks with us is a lot of evaluation. What can they handle? What can they not? Some guys that we get in can make a quick transition, believe it or not. And then some guys, even, 3-4 year players at other programs come in and they struggle. And so we have to peel back a little bit, but that's kind of the secret sauce is how can we get them up to par with our guys? Because the guys that have been in our program, they know how to train. I mean, we get after it. You ask any of them, there's a lot to it. But I think it's just being smart as a coach, right? Using common sense. And then also, just like you alluded to, how much time do we get with the kid? Is it a 6-month deal? Because if so, I got to microwave everything and get everything that I feel like he needs to at least put him in position to compete at this level.
Hey, going back to what you talked about a few minutes ago from a leadership standpoint, I think about, guys like Ball and guys like Sorey and the captains. Who are the guys that have kind of set the tone in there?
So we've got 10 summer captains, and we pick these summer captains based off things that they've done in the past, what they've done in the spring. So we use spring as an evaluation point going into the upcoming season, right? And then the summer we really, really grow it. And so we have 10 summer captains. Those guys are in no particular order. Is Taylor Green, Mike Washington, Fernando Carmona, Corey Robinson, Devin Bell, Xavier Sorey, Stephen Dix, Larry Worth, Andreas Poska, and Cam Ball. So those are our 10, and, man, I tell you what, they've been awesome. We have our standards, but you know what? They have their standards as well, and if they don't meet our standards, not only do they have accountability with us, they have accountability with them. So the player-led stuff, the player accountability has been the best that I've been on the team since we won the 21 national championship when I was back at University of Georgia. So really, really player-led, a really, really good locker room, and, that gets me as much excited as anything that we do in the weight room, to be honest.
Coach Ben Souders with us, Arkansas Director of Strength and Conditioning. Now, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I heard one name in there that's a first-year guy, Corey Robinson. So that intrigues me about him because obviously he made an impact on you pretty early.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, he, he's an older guy. Like I said, we get 1 year with him. And kind of like Coach talked a little bit last night for people that were there, Corey was one of the highest graded offensive tackles that were in the portal. And as we know, and our head coach, O-line, it all starts up front, and so we got to get better up front. But Corey has done a great job ever since he stepped foot on campus of just doing what we ask him to do, but doing it at a high level and competing. Not to mention he's a really, really good player, and I think you guys are going to see that and be excited. But, you put him alongside, the other guys on the offensive line with Carmona, E. Harris, Kobe Branham, Keyshawn Blackstock, Shaq, a new kid that's transferred from Oregon, Caden Kittler. You can just go down the line, and we're excited about that group. But what he's done is, I'll be honest, for him to be a highly rated guy, he's just come in and he's just worked. He's worked, and that's what we're about here. You got to be able to work to be a Hog.
You obviously deal, with this specialty of strength and conditioning, but you've been around the game, played the game, know the game. Are you able to get a sense of, and I'm going to use that term, football IQ, guys that are savvy about the game? Do you see evidence of that in what you do? Do you get a sense from them sometimes that, hey, this this guy knows what he's doing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, everybody think, well, depending on the knowledge of what people have on our field, but everybody, I think, sometimes think they hear the strength coach and there's like just weights.
Right.
And that's not necessarily the case. There's a lot that goes into it. Now, yes, we do lift weights, and we lift weights quite a bit, but there's a lot of field component. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of hand-eye coordination stuff that we do, and stuff that people, I guess, maybe not know that we do that gives us that. And there's guys in here that may not be the best lifters, but once again, we don't take a squat rack, or we don't take dumbbells and put them out on the field, even though that is very important to get them stronger. But a lot of the field stuff that we do, and incorporation with different drills, you see a lot of guys, you're like, that's why he's here. So once again, they're here to play football. Our job is to help develop them into being the best football player we can.
Chuck was telling me, Coach, last night that the coaches like their team, and it's of course you haven't played a game yet, but for fans, there's so many players that they're like Larry Worth last year. I mean, nobody knew who he was. He comes in, and every game he just gets better. This year he's a leader, and you're excited to watch him play, and you're like, man, I'm glad he's back. But a year ago, you had no idea who he was. How do you feel about what you've seen this summer? If you were talking to fans, and I'm not asking you to set expectations, but for those of us that don't really know what's coming, how would you describe what you've seen all summer?
Well, the biggest thing, once again, I would say is the accountability within each other. So why is that important? Because the standard is high, right? We all know that we need to win, but not only do we need to win, we want to win. That's why we show up and go to work every day. We want to make this fan base proud. This is a very proudful state, as we all know. And but the kids, here's the thing about the kids: they love to compete. They love to compete from top of the roster to the bottom of the roster, and that's one emphasis we've put on this summer and off season is competing. And you compete every play in football, and the more plays that you win in football, the higher likely you are to win. But I love this group because they come to work every day. You don't hear anybody complaining. We throw them through the ringer. I mean, you can ask them. But we've got to be tough, right? Arkansas football is built on toughness, number one. And just the resiliency to just bounce back every day because it's been hard. We've had to make it hard because our season's going to be hard. Our schedule's hard. But you know what? Everybody in the league schedule's hard. You know what I mean? They got to play us. And we got a chip on our shoulder. We're excited to showcase our team, but the love that we have for each other is what excites me. Because I think it's more of a sense I don't want to let my brother down. And when you have that, you got that bond going, that's something special. And so just all those things that, like I said, I mentioned is what really gets me excited about the team, because there is no, you got your clicks, but there's no selfishness. And when you put all that to the side and you just want to win, it's a special thing.
Well, we're looking forward to watching it play out this fall. Thanks for making time for us and giving us some insight, Coach. It's been great to visit.
Enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, thanks for the time. Ben Souders, Arkansas Director of Strength and Conditioning. I was thinking, Chuck, and maybe we don't think about this enough. When you go get a guy like that, and I realize, he was an assistant strength coach at Georgia, but when you go get a guy like that that's been inside the program of maybe the best program in college football the last handful of years, he knows what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
And when you talk about a standard, he knows what it looks like to have the best players, the best athletes.
Well, and he kind of alluded to this, and I'm guilty of this. You think of weight room, you think of weights and strength and all that stuff, but that conditioning aspect and, preparing a player physically to play his position. The strength and conditioning for one position is different than it is for a different position. But, he He thinks a lot of Coach Pittman, and that's why he's here.
Well, when you heard that stuff about Corey Robinson,
right?
If that doesn't excite you,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if any move that needed to be made in the offseason, they had to do it up front.
You know, to me, that's the most intriguing part of the season is the new guys, and sometimes, you know, with offensive linemen, maybe it's because you don't have the right guys, and that's why it takes a little longer. Maybe if you have the right guys, it comes together a lot more quickly. But that's a unit. I mean, you want to talk about 5 guys that have got to become one. I mean, that's the unit right there.
Hey, maybe Arkansas is going somewhere this year, right? We'll see. I mean, we don't know.
What do you got out over there, Bart? Is that Phil Steele?
Yeah.
I was just curious.
He's got the Bible out.
Arkansas
Football
goes
Bible.
from 62 career starts along the offensive line to 101
Oh, is
career
that right?
starts
Wow.
along the line.
Wow.
That's a good number.
Experience isn't everything, but it matters quite a bit.
It's going places. It's where I was going with this. Jet aircraft can take
Yeah,
you places.
they'll take you
places. They went places there on the offensive line. A jet aircraft can take you wherever you want to go. Fly like a VIP. Don't have to stand in the TSA line. Even if you have pre-check, you don't have to mess with that. Drive your plane or your vehicle right up to the plane. They're going to valet it for you, detail it while you're gone, and you're flying private wherever you want to go. Take some friends, go on a golf trip, split up the cost. Go somewhere else. Have a destination weekend. Something you never imagined maybe you can do. You get a bunch of people together, it could come true. Or maybe you just fly for business and you got to go a lot of places and you need a jet service. Ask about their jet card. Fully catered if you want it. They've got all the drinks you can imagine on board, all the experience you've ever wanted to have when it comes to flying private. You can have that with Jet Aircraft. JetNWA.com. That's Jet with 2 T's. If you're not in Northwest Arkansas, they'll come pick you up. Jet Aircraft. Jet with 2 T's. JetNWA.com. 7:34 on the Chuck and Bo Show. I got to be honest, and I may offend some people here, and I don't. It's fine.
You've done it before.
Well, probably a few minutes ago.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, and complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Know what else makes you an Arkansas Razorback fan? Going to the University of Arkansas. How about playing football for the team?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
the Sphere, it's hard to describe.
I
know
wanna
many
go.
people,
I
many
wanna
people
go.
have gone.
Parade.
I mean, the seats vibrate.
I've been places where the seat vibrates.
Yeah, well,
No-
that's not
not a concert.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, you know, we talk a lot about our friends over at First Security Bank, about how they're making better happen right here in Arkansas. Not just at work, out in the community, at home. They know a lot about that. They're only in Arkansas. They're committed to helping local individuals, local families, and local businesses reach their goals, whatever they might be. Might be buying a home, might be putting more into savings, might be, I don't know, preparing for your future. What's your better? You can get there with First Security Bank. And don't forget, they finance new businesses. They provide smart services that help all businesses save time and money. First Security, bank better. Member FDIC.
Can we just a tip of the cap to Bart? Today, he has come up with things in record time. Researched every SEC team. We'll get to that momentarily. He maybe gave intern Jackson one of the best displays that Jackson has had in his long but short time with us. Long meaning he's been with us for a while, but only been here a few days. He's managed to
he's been
miss
sick a
more than
lot.
he's been.
Yeah.
But it's but in one moment, Jackson got a lifetime of learning. As we were talking about the offensive line last segment, and Bart immediately goes into research mode and adds to the conversation with Arkansas's jump from 62 combined offensive line starts to 101. But just right, bang. I mean, that, Jackson, I just don't I don't need you to say anything. I just need you to write that down.
Watch and learn. Just
that's
watch and learn.
That's what it looks like. That right there is what it looks like. And I'll tell you, you didn't get to see this because you weren't here early enough this morning. But Bart, 10 minutes before the show, he comes in and he goes, listen, I think this thing about, the rivalries that we've been talking about or beating, the trophy games, A&M was a trophy game and Missouri was a trophy game or is a trophy game. LSU. And since back when we had the other show, since A&M and Missouri came into the league, we've had this conversation, like what would it look like? Mm-hmm. What would it look like with A&M coming into the league? Would it be good or bad for Arkansas? What would it look like with Missouri coming into the league? Would it be good or bad for Arkansas? Since those two teams joined the SEC, the Razorbacks are a combined, Bart looks at me and says, 3-21.
Jeez.
Against A&M and Missouri.
That's pretty bad.
Now, that also coincides.
Wow.
That also
that's what I said, Chuck.
That also coincides with a dark time for Razorback
Well,
football.
right. It's not just Missouri and LSU and A&M that was beating Arkansas for several years there. It was everybody.
So I'm going to ask a question here. Bart, so then I say to Bart, I go, well, let's look at the records against all of the SEC teams they've played since 2012.
And this is when it got fun.
This is when I said, you
Bart
probably
went
don't
to
have,
work.
maybe we could do it on tomorrow's show. And he just laughed.
Yeah.
And then came in.
Scoffed in a scoffing way.
And said,
He
what you
laughed.
wanted is on page 2 and threw the notes down. And here it is. And so I'm going to ask a question. Who do you think of the entire SEC that Arkansas has played any number of games against since 2012 that Arkansas has a winning record against? Edward, do you know?
Since 2012.
Since 2012, name a team that Arkansas has a winning record against in the SEC.
Tennessee.
Tennessee. That's the only one. They're 3-0 against Tennessee since 2012.
Isn't that crazy?
They don't have a winning record against anyone else.
I guess the most they've played anyone in that period was 13 times. They played Auburn, Mississippi State, LSU,
Ole Miss,
Ole Miss, and A&M. Those are the ones they played 13 times.
And of those teams, who do you think they have the best record against, Edward?
Ole Miss.
6-7 against Ole Miss.
Wow.
Well, you could do trivia, man.
He really could.
That's pretty good.
Did you read the notes, or did you just?
I don't
know
have
that?
a copy of the notes.
Okay.
I did hear the discussion.
That's by design.
I did hear the discussion.
That's by design.
Now I'm just
Should
playing
you,
along.
should you have a copy of the notes?
Well, I have the notes,
Would you
but I
like
don't
to have a copy?
that specific section of the notes that Bart brought in and put on your desk. right before the show.
Gave to everyone but you.
Yeah.
What notes do you have?
Are they in like the show notes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It must have been updated right before the show.
He doesn't read them either.
No, I do. I check the birthday section every day.
That's fair. You need that for production purposes.
Right.
Yeah.
What am I doing every day?
Okay, 6 and
Well,
7.
No. Listen. You brought in like right before the show started. I had already looked at the notes. I didn't know this whole thing was going on because this happened in Bo's office.
Yeah.
And
That's where
I
things happen.
assumed this was a completely separate printout for just Chuck and Bo.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that was a part of
It's-
the show.
yeah,
No,
it's there. It's
Okay.
there.
A separate printout for just Chuck and Bo.
Yeah, exclusively.
So,
That's right.
So that's the second best record they have in the league.
4-9 against Mississippi State. Come on. Like to quote Eddie from Clarksville, that's unacceptable.
Hey, same thing against Auburn. 4-9.
No, that's more acceptable.
They're 0-1 against Vanderbilt since 2012.
Guys,
Only one
since,
game
guys,
against
since
Vandy is
2012, there's only been like 3 or 4 years that they beat anyone.
I know.
So, I mean, it's not surprising that everybody's record's bad.
I know. And again, I think part of this too is like, this will not sit well with some people, but it's true. Like, you're welcome to tell me it's not true. Arkansas football is in its best position since 2012. As a healthy program, as the health of a program, they are in their best position. You're welcome to push back, tell me I'm wrong. I don't think I'm giving you an opinion. I think if you look at the numbers, the record that the current head coach has put together versus the 4 and 5 year periods prior to that, just tell me I'm wrong. I mean, look at it and tell me I'm getting it wrong. Now, I get that you might say also, well, that's not the standard. We've got to do better. But to do better, you've had to get some sort of footing at some point along the way here. And regardless of what happens with Pittman this year, I think you have to make the point that the program's better off than it was before he got here.
Oh, no question about that.
But I don't think people talk like that.
No.
I don't think they think like that. I don't think they take the perspective or care to.
Well, you know, Petrino had a great run at Arkansas, and I've already talked this morning about, you know, how I feel about him as a coach. I think he's as good as there is. But the 2 best years we had under Petrino are every year before that wasn't like that. That's what made it so special, is Arkansas was in a position that was better than they were when Pittman took the job. I mean, it's not like, you know, not left a completely bare cupboard. But, you know, since then, even reaching some standards that Arkansas reached before Petrino have been unattainable. I mean, Arkansas went through a 10-year period where they averaged 7.5 wins, and that wasn't good enough. And, you know, they had those 2 great years under Petrino, and since then it's been, with the exception of the, you know, Pittman's great year and one Bielema season. It's been tough sledding, and I mean that's going through a series of people there too.
Got to hit a break. Want to go through the rest of these records just because it was sort of revealing to me of how they've done or not done against some of these teams.
We got fooled a few years back. A person texted in 14 and 15 looked promising. 15 was a pretty good team. We got fooled a little early when they beat Texas in that bowl game down there in Houston, and we thought it was a bigger win than it was.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, we get into a lot of things there, but I think, you know, Bielema made a couple mistake hires and ended up costing them. It's hard to make a mistake in the SEC and survive.
Oh, that's the truth.
7:49, Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're just kind of wading through it, figuring it out with you this morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time Hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more, they carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, if you're struggling to get your Social Security disability, or you're buried in debt thinking about bankruptcy, don't wait. You need a legal team that knows how to fight for Arkansans.
That's why you can trust Cadell Reynolds. Bill Reynolds and his team know how to get results when it matters most. Whether it's personal injury, disability, or bankruptcy, they've got your back.
Dial 866-314-3728 or visit CadellReynolds.com today.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Bo. And for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
This is talking season, but this has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Y'all know me. I think we've got a good football team. I think we've got a really good football team.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When I look at these games that Bart has, or these records Bart's researched for us, and then I go look at the Arkansas schedule. I mean, look, they're 0-12 since 2012 against Alabama. Get it. 0-3 against Georgia. Get it. I don't like it, and you know, you'd like to find a way to win a game in there somewhere. But what you can't have happen is be 4-9 against Mississippi State, 2-9 against Missouri, 1-3 against South Carolina, and 1-12 against Texas A&M. They've lost 12 of 13 games against Texas A&M. We've already talked about Missouri a bunch, but A&M, how many of those games were close? How many of those games did you feel like you should have won in Dallas, in Arlington?
And there was a time when Arkansas owned A&M. I mean, they really did. There was a time when Arkansas owned them back in the day.
I'm interested to see that game in Fayetteville this year. I mean, I know it doesn't work out like, oh, you're due, but also A&M's not a program that's dominated them outside of that John L. year.
Well, sometimes you just need a change of scenery because in Dallas, when it got to the fourth quarter, it was like, okay, how's it going to happen this time? Maybe a change of scenery. I don't know.
I like Arkansas to beat A&M this year, and Mississippi State, and Missouri.
We got them going 9-3.
Yeah, well, that's 6 wins. I got to get 3 more somewhere along the way.
Why deal with the stress of commercial travel when you can fly on your schedule with Jet Aircraft? No TSA lines, no baggage claim, no waiting around. Just you and your crew flying in comfort and style. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a golf trip, or planning your football travel for the fall, Jet makes it easy. Seats up to 9 with a full bar, custom catering, and plenty of space. Visit Jet NWA for pricing and more. That's Jet with 2 T's.
There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
We never thought much about power outages until we had one during the worst possible time. As a busy mom, there are plenty of challenges in a day. But with Paschal, power outages don't have to be one of them. A whole home generator installed by the pros at Paschal gave me back my peace of mind. The process was easy and understandable. Now, I don't have to worry about losing power when storms arrive. Get a free estimate today and keep the power on with a whole home generator from Paschal. Professional people, professional service. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeickerGriffin.com.
We were 0-5. They put us all in the coffin. They just didn't put the nails in.
The Chuck and Bo Show. Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I had an experience with Hugh Freeze. He made it sound to me like he had no choice but to bring Jackson to media days because Jackson needs that kind of reassurance. He was telling other media people, we have to ask DJ Durkin, our defense, to make sure that practice does not end without Jackson feeling confident.
That's like doing a show with Chuck. I'm like, hey, we got to make sure the show ends with Chuck feeling good so he comes back tomorrow.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Andy at Mountain Home. I think you're already drinking, Bo. Well, let me ask you, Andy, what about it?
You got a problem with that?
And what is the impact here on that? Like, you're gonna need to give me a little more on that.
He's
I
got
need a little bit more what you're driving at there, pal.
Sometimes you got to get your balance right. You got to get everything correct.
I mean, give me a little more than that. Chuck, you said something during the break, which you usually do.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I don't hear anybody asking that. What happens if Arkansas surprises people this year?
Yeah, what do you?
And they're actually pretty good.
What happens if they're good?
What if they're an 8-9 win team or something? Or they and maybe they win 8, but they're in all kinds of games and it's a fantastic season and there's some upsets and. I guess my question would be, why is it nobody brings that up?
Well, I mean, it would definitely destroy the narrative for some people. I mean, there are those right now who've already moved on to, who's the next guy.
People have their minds made up. That's why.
Well, there's a lot of truth to that.
People have their minds made up on how they
And
feel
you're
about
not
Sam
changing
Pittman,
it.
and
you're not changing my mind.
Changing my mind. Yeah, and it's just that we need a new football coach. Let's get this over with, and let's go get a new football coach. And there are people who believe that, firmly believe that with their whole hearts, and maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong, but when you do that, you don't deal with absolutes because. Yeah, what if they win 9 games this year? What if they win 10 games? What if they're in contention for the college football playoff? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but then what?
Let's play the season.
What does that do to your narrative?
Right.
Let's play the season. What do you say?
I guess that's what I'm driving at is what's the big need for the narrative? Because it's going to play out.
Right.
And if that's what, if that's what happens, then they'll probably have a new coach next year. But also if that's where you want to live and you're willing to go there, why aren't you willing to go the other way?
Sure.
So what you're telling me is, to your point, you've already made your mind up and you don't want to deal in a real world. You want to deal in a world that you think is best. Not even like you can't tell me if they win 8 to 10 games that you still think they ought to change directions and be serious. Like, if you're serious, that's how you feel, then you're living in a different world than reality.
That's true.
Because I thought it was about results. I thought it is that's what we're doing here. And what people have a hard time getting their head around is based on historical data, the results aren't as bad as some of these people think. I'm not saying they're good or good enough. But your program hasn't been good enough. That's the reality. And you keep looking for somebody to save it. And every time somebody's not some savior and they don't do something that's never been done before or not in a couple of decades, you're like, well, let's try somebody else. Well, you're better off than you've been in a couple of decades. Outside of a 2-year run with Petrino. Well, I'd say a couple. 13 years. You're better off than you've been basically, the previous decade.
Yeah.
But let it play out. I mean, these guys, you know what they did all summer, all offseason? They went and found guys and scrambled in a portal with one hand tied behind their back because they didn't have the money that everybody else has. And I honestly think they did okay. We'll see how it plays out. But I think they did okay and maybe better than some people expect. And this is not me. This is not me like pumping up high expectations and they're going to have some, big win total this year. I'm just saying, what about the possibility of it? And why not let it play out? Why be so negative? I mean, we just went through. So here's some records prior to 2012. We just went through the 2012 records, okay? I'll give you a couple of them just to recap. 4-9 against Mississippi State. 6-7 against Ole Miss. 1-12 against Texas A&M. Prior to 2012, so this is after Petrino. Arkansas football just went through a very dark period, the numbers I just gave you. Prior to 2012, 15-6 against Mississippi State. 31-24-1 against Ole Miss. 41-24-1 against Texas A&M. They've been 1-12 in the last 13 years against A&M. I think Pittman has gotten the program in a much better spot than where it was, and I'm interested to see that for one game. I'm interested to see that A&M game in Fayetteville this year.
When you look at these historical records and you compare them to what it's been since 2012. I mean, the numbers obviously speak for themselves, but let's just take last year as an example. If you beat the teams you've historically beaten, you win 8 games in the regular season, and if you win your bowl game, you take your 9th. They beat Mississippi State last year, and then they lost to Ole Miss and Texas A&M, 2 teams they've historically beaten. You beat the teams you've historically beaten, I'm not saying that you're in the college football playoff, but you've had a pretty darn good season.
I have to pass this along. Jeff from Fort Smith. And let's not forget about the curse of Arkansas. Thank you, Jeff. We had almost forgotten. Yeah. I mean, we had a bonfire the other night. We thought we got rid of this. It was under the full moon, the whole deal. Nelson and Harrison, good morning.
Hey, guys. You're having a great show today. Listening to Ben Souders, I like that guy. He's straight. I mean, Ben Souders is a lightning rod. He's a spark plug over there. But I'm telling you, I've been listening to a few things. I listened to Fernando Carmona the other day with DJ, and, man, I'm telling you, this team believes. And that offensive line said they're going to protect Halen, and they're going to be better. That's what Fernando Carmona Jr. said that out of his own mouth. He said, we will get the job done this year. And DJ didn't give him no grace or slack. He said, well, why are guys going straight up the A-gap? And Fernando told him what it was. Sometimes it was the wrong call, and other times it was just people not really sure where to go. And, guys, this is what I want to pass along here. And I want to ask you, Bart, with your research there, go back and look. Everybody's like, well, let's get rid of Pittman. Let's get rid of Yurachek. Was it Hunter Yurachek? I would like to know, Bart, if you could look it up. How many coaches that we interviewed that ended up in the SEC or at better jobs, Mike Leach, Lane Kiffin, all those guys. So I would like for these people to just like, well, let's get rid of Pittman. Pittman ain't no good. Tell me exactly which coaches we're going to go after this time. And I'll hang up and listen, guys. Go Hogs.
Oh, they'll have a list.
Well, it's not so much a question of who you're going to go after.
Who's going to come?
Who's going to come? Who's going to say yes? A lot of these names, I mean, I hear people say, well, they should have hired this guy, should have hired this guy, should have hired this guy. They tried. He said no. Yeah. That's what happened.
Kiffin's one of them.
Yeah. I mean, people say they just assume that if you'll go out there and throw more money than anybody else does, well, of course he's going to come. And it just doesn't work
Kiffin
that way.
went to Ole Miss instead of Arkansas.
Yeah.
I don't know if people realize that.
Well,
but he
Drake
could
Wentz went to Missouri.
Yeah, that's right. This is and I do think the job, whenever Pittman decides to hang it up, is better than and more
See,
attractive
that's a good point.
than it was before when he took it.
That's a good point. And I've always believed, whether it's sports, whatever, if you take a job that nobody wanted and you make it a job that more people want, you've been successful in what you've done. Now, maybe not as successful as someone might like you to be, but, I mean, pick your profession. We don't just have to restrict it to football coaches. This is a better job. You're right. It's a better job than it was the day he walked in, because the day he walked in, it was not good.
If you want to be accurate and if you want to get rid of Sam, you don't think he's doing a good enough job, at least acknowledge before you say the latter, acknowledge what he did, what he's done. Nobody wanted this job. I mean, it was basically him or Barry Lunny Jr.
That's right. There was nothing basically to it.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Well, it's exactly what happened.
And so I've said this before, and you have too. Only Hunter knows. You know, Hunter was the one in the room with the other coaches. Only he knows what their reactions really were and what they said about Arkansas and why ultimately they chose to take a pass. But I do think that when the time comes, and I'm not convinced it's going to be after this year, but when the time comes, there will be more people that will want this job than I think was the case the last time. And
No
you've
question.
got to give the entire staff, the entire administration credit for that. I've been around here a while, and there have been a lot of football coaches over there. And I'm not saying that, there's anything at the end of the day that matters more than results on the field. I know that. But there are organizations that are better run than others. And Arkansas's organization is pretty good right now. And that's a good building, for lack of a better way to put it. That doesn't always add up on the field. But I can tell you this, if you got a bad building, you are not going to win. If things are handled well, it's no guarantee you will. But if they're not, you don't have a prayer. And we went through some years there where, just very frankly, that building wasn't very good. And that's why in a lot of those games they didn't have a prayer.
I'll tell you. I'll add to that. It was as bad as it's ever been.
As bad as I've seen it.
After Chad Morris.
Well,
and I sometimes I feel bad talking about Chad like that, because Chad was a good guy, meant well. I don't think it's not a bad bone in his body. He just didn't have any idea what he was doing, like way in over his head. But what Sam Pittman inherited was the remnants of that and COVID. Walked right into COVID. Year one, trying to build a program. And in case you forgot what that was like, kind of hard to recruit in that environment. Kind of hard to build a program, get fan support, get people rallied up when you don't have fans in the stands and all that.
You said something a little bit earlier that was on point about how, in this league, if you miss, whether it's on a recruit, whether it's on an assistant coach, whether it's on a head coach, if you miss, it's not like you're going to recover in 1 year. It takes a long time to recover when you miss. 2012, fellas, was 13 years ago. I mean, it was not last week. And I think it shows that when something bad happens, you don't just snap your fingers and turn this thing around, at least not at a place like Arkansas. A place like Alabama that's got a lot of the tradition that frankly, we just don't have. Or at Georgia. You can make a mistake and you can recover from it. But at a place like Arkansas, let's just be honest, it can be devastating. And
well, Bielema was the example. He missed on the offensive line coach hire when Pittman went to Georgia.
That's what I was thinking.
And it cost him the job. And if he hadn't have, he might still be here today.
Well, if that 2015 staff had stayed together, maybe the 2014 staff, if you want to get right down to it, when Chaney, I think, was still the OC. Yeah. If that staff had stayed together, I would like to have seen what could have happened. I don't think the disarray would have occurred. I don't think it would have fallen apart, because it had completely fallen apart by the end. I don't think that would have happened. We'll never know. But That's always been my thinking, to be honest, because I can remember I had this conversation with Chad Morris, and then we've all had it amongst ourselves. When did it all go south? When did it really get bad? Well, when Chaney left and then when Pittman left, that's when it got bad.
Yeah.
And I'll still stand by that.
Yeah. And the Enos thing, Bobby Petrino saved the day, for Sam. But the Enos thing was just didn't work.
But it does show you again in the SEC, you better not miss.
Well,
You
exactly.
better not miss because you're going to pay a steep price if you do.
They've overcome some things, and I'm just interested in this year. I'm not willing to just be like, they're going to not be any good. I mean, it's an easy thing to say. It's an easy thing when you look at the schedule and you don't know some of the players. But what if it goes the other way?
Well, it's kind of like people saying if they don't take ASU seriously, ASU's going to win the game. Hey, name me 5 players on ASU's team. I mean, naming their, most people couldn't do that.
Also,
I don't
think that I don't think the Arkansas Razorback team is unaware of what this game means to Arkansas State, and therefore I would find it laughable that they wouldn't take the game seriously.
I think they'll be ready to play.
And I'm not sure there's a game they won't.
They'll be ready to play.
It's very rarely any team does not take a game seriously. You got to take the gutters seriously.
Well, you do, and we've had a lot of storms.
Drainage. We can't have the standing water.
No, and hey, the lack of rain this week may take care of part of that, but given all the rain that we've had, I mean, there may be some issues with your gutters. And the thing about Hog Trough Gutters, our partner, is that you're dealing with people who are going to be there and have been there. They've been in business for 30 years. I mean, here for 30 years. They're fully licensed, Arkansas contractors, fully insured. Every job comes with a 20-year warranty. They do the work on site, seamless gutters, trenching, French drains, all done right the first time. Log on, check out their work. If you've got an issue, send them a picture, text them a picture. Sometimes they can deal with it just by looking at the picture. Sometimes they need to come out. Either way, you'll be taken care of. Go online, hoggutters.com.
We're a little bit over our head
Well,
here,
I
but
know.
we're doing the best we can.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments just call for something unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you don't just buy a diamond. You create an unforgettable experience. Their newly remodeled space is stunning with Cafe B right inside and their in-house diamond expert that'll help you find the perfect piece every time. That's just part of the Blakeman's experience. When you see the purple bag, you know it's something special. It always saves the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
As a play-by-play announcer, my eyes are everything. I need to see every detail on the field to call the game the right way. So when cataracts started affecting my vision, I knew I couldn't wait. I went to Dr. Betts and the team at McDonald Eye Associates. And truthfully, I wish I'd done it years ago. The difference is incredible. The whole experience was professional, easy, and honestly life-changing. If your vision's holding you back, take it from me. Don't put it off any longer. Schedule your appointment with McDonald Eye Associates today.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, it's Bo. And for me, business comes down to working with people I like and can count on. And that's Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They do what they say, they're on time, and when they're done, it's like they were never there and you have a brand new roof. Built with expert craftsmanship and the best materials. When it comes to commercial or residential roofing, get the customer care Teamwork Roofing and Construction offers. Check them out on their Facebook page, Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
Today's been it's been a strange day.
Yeah, we've had some struggles here and there.
Just
let's just be blunt. Can we be blunt?
Well, it's 50-50 at best.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've discovered that if there's no food in the house, you will not eat. If you don't keep snacks, you won't snack.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, the text line's heating
Oh,
up.
it really is.
Oh, look at that.
All you got to do is mention one text,
Yeah.
and they just
Woo.
start flooding
Wow.
in. Say my name.
Wow. I think this team could be good enough to win 8 games, JT in Hot Springs says, but also they could only win 5. If that happens and Sam was let go, is Hunter going to be the AD that hires the next coach? I mean, gosh, like how many things do we want to get into here?
That's
that's a lot of what ifs.
Didn't that happen once before?
Yeah. you know, you don't want to be in the position that you were in at the end of the Bielema era, with Jeff Long out the door, Bielema being fired, walking off the field. I mean, you got Chad Morris.
Well, you don't want an interim AD being the one. And I say that respectfully. You don't want an interim AD being the one that does all that.
I mean, like, I'm just telling you, man, this is let's let the season play out. But I just don't. It's just my opinion. I don't feel like Arkansas is in this just place of disparity that some people want to throw out as a narrative, and like two things can be true. Okay, you can still want more. Okay, that doesn't mean you have to be accepting of winning 6 games, but it also can mean that you are in a better place than you were 5 years ago, a lot better place. And so be very careful about how you navigate where you are now, or you'll end up being in a worse place than you are today. And that's the part, Chuck, that I don't know if people talk about or understand. Do you think anybody that has this opinion, do they realize that? That you can go from where you are now because you think every move means you're going to be better, but you can actually make a move that puts you in a worse spot. That can actually happen, and I don't hear anybody talk about that. They act as if make a move and it can't be anything but better.
Well, we've seen that's not always true. I mean, we've seen that's not all. Well,
we've got history to show us.
Well,
recent history.
I realize when in sports, when you fire a coach, you may not know your next move right away, but you've got an idea. In the private world, you hear all the time, don't fire someone unless you know who you're going to hire to replace them.
That's why Bart made it so long.
There
was nobody.
In coaching, it doesn't really work that way. And look, I don't even like discussing this because we're looking at what's going to happen in the worst case scenario. You know, what's going to happen if everything just completely falls apart? Hey, if everything completely falls apart, they're all gone.
I see.
That's just how it works. But I'm not willing to assume that's going to happen.
Sorry, I'm reading a text. It just makes me want to scream sometimes. Jared from Hardy, we should be happy being mediocre.
No, that's not what anybody's saying.
Did you listen to what I said, or did I say it that poorly?
Well, I think the thing that I took from it was that if you are ever in a situation again where you've got to hire a football coach, which they're going to be in, maybe it shouldn't be handled quite like the end of the Bielema era was. Maybe the AD shouldn't be fired first, and then the coach is let go. Maybe you ought to do it the other way around. That's all anybody's saying. That has nothing to do with accepting mediocrity. That's just saying that if that time comes, maybe you don't handle it like you did before.
And also, we're saying let the season play out. Let's see where you are. But know that today you're in a better spot than you were 5 years ago, and how you decide to handle this season or this situation at the end of the year, however it turns out, could leave you in a worse place. It's not a guaranteed better spot, because that was a really tough spot to recover from. And by the way, whether you like it or not, Bielema has proven now that he can win at 2 major programs outside of Arkansas. And he won here, made a mistake, I think a couple of mistakes, maybe in recruiting, but in my opinion, when Pittman left, he didn't do a great job replacing him, and it ended up costing him. And if he had made a better hire there, then he may still be the coach here today. But nobody was going to sit there and be willing, because of the nature of where we were as a fan base at that point. Everybody was so fast to run him out of here. And if you had waited another year, he might still be the coach here. But so fast to make the move, because surely any move will be better, and you got Chad Morris. That's just history. I'm just repeating history to you. And I just don't hear any. This is never, when I hear things, that's never part of the discussion. It's, oh, we can't accept mediocrity, so we got to make a move. Well, guess what? That's been said a lot. And where are you? Well, you're better than you were 13 years ago. You're better than you were 13 years ago. And you're better than you were 5 years ago.
It's been a long time.
Jeez. Hey, you know what? While we're talking about it, have a flight by Yuengling and just, breathe a little bit. I mean, not right now, but maybe later today when you're sitting around with your buddies at happy hour. You're at walk-ons. They got 60 TVs there. Great food, great appetizers. Pro tip, you want to eat a little healthier, Chuck? Get the grilled tenders with lemon pepper.
Sounds good.
Fantastic. You can get some fries, too, since you took the breading off the chicken
Coke.
tenders. The regular chicken tenders are great, too, though. But while you're at walk-ons, ask about Flight by Yuengling. They've got it on tap. 95 calories, tastes like a Yuengling, but it's a light beer. The next generation of light beer is Flight by Yuengling. The two best guys in mediocre sports radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life, too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeickerGriffin.com.
At the Stonebreaker Hotel, we believe in the art of gathering, whether over a thoughtfully prepared meal or a quiet moment on Markham Hill. Start your day with breakfast classics from the all-day menu, served from 7:30 to 1. Savor shareable bites from the bar and lounge menu until 10. And let the dinner menu from 5 to 9 bring familiar flavors with a fresh twist. And for a weekend well spent, how about brunch? Rooted in connection, designed for comfort. Learn more at StonebreakerHotel.com.
Particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. Maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
if your performance in our secondary is lacking in your real life, they're going to call you in the office, shut you down, look you in the eye, and tell you two simple words. Hit the road. You're fired.
Hit
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You're fired.
Man, when he says set you down.
Come on, Eddie. Where are you, man?
He's on hiatus. I'm telling you,
He's
he's in
in
the
the
Hamptons. He's been spending his summer up there with the beautiful people.
I mean, that's so great.
Hey, it's hot this week, man. Working's not a lot of fun. Yeah, that was good. That was good. WT Equipment, though, if you got to work, I mean, man, they're great partners. They're a family-owned, locally operated dealership. They've got 8 locations across Arkansas. If you've been around a while in Northwest Arkansas, you've heard the name Williams Tractor your whole life. WT Equipment is the name you need to know now. Whether it's your farm, job site, or just taking care of your own land, WT Equipment has all the tools to get it done. And I'm talking great brands, New Holland, Hustler, Steel, the legendary Bobcat. And they've got an expert staff, too. If you've got questions, they've got answers. They'll treat you like family. So stop by your nearest WT Equipment location or visit WTEquip.com and get to work.
I just wish people would look at the facts, says Josh and Harrison. Not every team can win every game. Our fans are delusional to think that we can win every game, always, even though great Alabamas and Georgias have lost. I just want to lose less. That's fair. Yeah. I mean, I totally get that. Year 2 quarterbacks. This is Austin and Van Buren under Petrino. Have been pretty good in the past. Taylon Green could have a big year, especially if he has some protection. I agree with that. Now, there's this McCready and Siskey is a, I don't know, podcast in Mississippi somewhere. I know who Neil McCready is, and Neil's a bit of a, I don't know. I don't know if antagonist is the right word, but they had A.J. McCarron on their show. And
former Alabama quarterback. He's got his hat on backwards, and he's just absolutely annihilating. He's the Taylon one Green. with the girlfriend that Musburger went
That's
nuts
right.
over. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So here's how this conversation went in Mississippi. A.J. McCarron on Taylon Green.
Arkansas, I will be interested in Taylon Green and Bobby Petrino for a second year. I think he's probably one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league. I think he's sneaky good. Mississippi State.
Doing what? Running?
So bad on his decision making.
Listen, we cannot say this dude is a good passer, a thrower of the football. It's unless he started throwing with his left arm this year and got really good, the right arm didn't get fixed that much. There's no way.
He made some decisions last year where you're like, whoo, what?
It was brutal. Listen, kid's a hell of an athlete.
He can run. He's
him.
like a gazelle out there.
Yeah.
Watch out for Taylon Green in Arkansas.
And he takes hits. Man, he takes some hits where you're like, dude, what are you thinking?
Year 2, Bobby Petrino, Taylon Green. Watch out. Bobby Petrino, pretty damn good coach there, AJ. Just saying.
Oh.
So that's the Siskey guy.
Yeah.
The McCready guy is talking about his bad decision making, and A.J. McCarron suggesting that he throw left-handed. Now the just idiocy of that comment from a former quarterback. Like, what are you talking about, man?
Well, it's a former quarterback who's trying to establish himself as a colorful broadcaster, and he's missed the mark a little bit.
I mean,
that's what happened in my view.
Also, of all the people that should know, AJ, and maybe you just had such good protection in Alabama that you forgot about this part of being a quarterback. But you do make terrible decisions when guys are in your face or that there's not a lot of confidence in your protection. You tend to make more of those. And I'm not absolving Taylon of poor decision-making last year. But I think we've also seen examples in the past of quarterbacks who have made some pretty significant jumps from year 1 to year 2 under Petrino, and not just under Petrino, but in football in general. So why would that be was he so awful that, like, what is he talking about?
Well, I mean, there were mistakes last year. There were misreads, I'm sure. There were open guys that if they'd seen, they'd have been touchdowns. You can say that probably about every quarterback in college football, even the best ones out there.
But the other side of this, Chuck, is you've got all these comments. What was this from? CBS Sports?
Yeah. They're saying he's going to be a first-round draft pick.
Bold predictions from CBS Sports when it comes to Arkansas. Taylor Green generates first-round 2026 NFL draft buzz.
I'm not knocking A.J. McCarron as much as it's going to sound like, but, this guy's not an NFL. He had a cup of coffee, I think, in the NFL.
Ryan from Mountain Home, what time does A.J. play on Sundays?
Yeah, that'll be 0 o'clock. And he's doing talk radio in Mississippi. Come on. Let's A.J. McCarron obviously knows the game, and football people, particularly quarterbacks, I'm sure, are very critical of one another. He does see things the rest of us don't see. Nobody's defending what happened last year. That's the thing. Nobody's defending what happened last year. People are looking toward this year. Look, I'm not saying the guy's going to be a world beater, but I guarantee he's going to be better than he was last year. I guarantee you that.
Also, you don't need him to be a world beater throwing the ball. You just need him to be good enough. With his athleticism and some protection, you just need him to be good enough. You don't need him to be the best arm in the SEC.
Don't fumble in the fourth quarter.
Don't fumble. Take care. Don't throw it to the other team.
Right. Don't throw it 1,000 miles an hour when the guy's 10 feet from you.
All those things.
Look, he's not perfect, but
I'll tell you what. Listen, and I felt this way last year when people were wanting somebody else to be the quarterback. That guy can do things other people can't do. He has an upside that now you got to eliminate the bottom side. You can't cancel it out. I get excited watching Taylor Green play. I don't want to see anybody else out there because I've seen what he can do. What do you have in the Situation Room, Bart?
Ryan Mallett, his second year as a starter under Bobby Petrino, completed 65% of his passes, almost 3,900 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Lamar Jackson, year two.
Well, the first year, though, the comparison from year one to year two.
Yeah, it was improved. It was improved.
Yeah, no, I think Ryan was in the 50% in completion.
Right.
The 50%,
I'm just giving year two for.
Okay. I just think the comparison is important, but I get what you're.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Lamar Jackson went from a really poor completion percentage and not a lot of yards to completing 56% of his passes, 3,500 yards, 30 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, also ran for 1,500 yards and 21 touchdowns, and, oh, by the way, won the Heisman Trophy.
This other guy is trying to tell him. Petrino does pretty well with, And by the way, if Petrino didn't think he could deal with Taylor Green wouldn't still be here. If he didn't think that was good, this year was going to be, if he didn't see enough last year to think they could take a pretty good step forward with him this year, given today's transfer portal and NIL, he wouldn't be here.
Well, I think they feel like they got a pretty good number two if it comes to that. Hopefully it won't. Yeah. But, no, they
well, that's what I mean. They probably would have went to that guy.
Yeah, right.
They probably would have went to KJ.
That's exactly right. Hey, no, they have full confidence in him.
To what you were saying there, Bo, Mallett went from a 56% completion percentage to 65% year over year.
Yeah, so there you go, guys.
You got to have
We're
talent.
Just out here
but Petrino is very good at coaching talent.
All the information.
He is very good at getting the best out of people.
Brian Brom, same thing at Louisville. His first time at Louisville also had a major jump from year one to year two.
Just stop spitting facts at us. Okay?
I'm just trying to help.
Nobody wants to hear that.
I'm just trying.
Nobody wants to hear factual stuff. It just It gets in the way of narratives. 8:45. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good Tuesday morning.
Do you think Kim Mulkey could operate a jackhammer?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
We never thought much about power outages until we had one during the worst possible time. As a busy mom, there are plenty of challenges in a day. But with Paschal, power outages don't have to be one of them. A whole home generator installed by the pros at Paschal gave me back my peace of mind. The process was easy and understandable. Now, I don't have to worry about losing power when storms arrive. Get a free estimate today and keep the power on with a whole home generator from Paschal. Professional people, professional service. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
If you haven't tried a flight by Yingling, you're missing out on the great taste of Yingling that is a light beer. It's the next generation of light beer. Get it on draft, in the can, the new skinny cans, and now the new 16-ounce resealable twist-off aluminum bottle. Perfect for any occasion. It's just 95 calories, and you're still enjoying a Yingling. Take your beer game to new heights with Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
If you've been hurt in a car wreck, if you're struggling to get your Social Security disability, or you're buried in debt thinking about bankruptcy, don't wait. You need a legal team that knows how to fight for Arkansans.
That's why you can trust Cadell Reynolds. Bill Reynolds and his team know how to get results when it matters most. Whether it's personal injury, disability, or bankruptcy, they've got your back.
Dial 866-314-3728 or visit CadellReynolds.com today.
Cadell Reynolds. Make the right call. There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Summer storms and heavy rains can sneak up fast, so make sure your gutters are ready to handle it all. Hog Trough Gutters, locally owned and operated with 30 years of experience, installs seamless gutters made on site to protect your home. They're fully licensed and insured. Every job is hydro-tested, and each one comes with a 20-year warranty. Proudly serving Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. And if you're outside those areas, just give them a call or a text. Schedule your free inspection today at hoggutters.com.
So I spent yesterday. You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think it's an outstanding schedule. With that, everybody, that gives the University of Arkansas one hell of an opportunity. And we've got a good football team, too. They have to play Arkansas, too, now.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's been active in the Chevy Fayetteville Situation Room today. Bart has been a busy man since actually before the show began. Bart, what's happening now?
Well, we get some win totals here for some other SEC teams based on the conversation we've been having today. Texas A&M 8.5 is their win total.
Okay.
Missouri 7.5, and Mississippi State 3.5. That's ugly.
Jeff Lebby trying to right.
They
the
went
ship
2-10 last year, and
Starkville.
may well be on their way to another one of those.
Yeah,
types of
and
seasons.
again, win totals are maybe as debatable or vulnerable as, depending on how you feel, as they've ever been because of the transfer portal and new players everywhere, not just here.
I don't know what Mississippi State's non-conference schedule is.
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Chuck.
Oh, okay, good. I should have known.
At Southern Miss, Arizona State, Alcorn State, and Northern Illinois.
So their assumption is they're going to go 3-1 there.
Arizona State
and
is
the
in Starkville.
over-under is going to be decided on whether or not they win a conference game.
Correct.
Well, you can bet on all this at Oaklawn Sports. You get in there right now. If you feel strongly about it, have a little friendly play money right there. By the way, you can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets if you're new to Oaklawn Sports, and you get a 10% profit boost if you're a new or existing customer. Go to Oaklawn Sports, download the app in the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store. Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. I'm always probably going to be excited this time of year because football season's coming, and I'm ready. And
I am too.
But I do really, I guess I'm looking at this like this has a chance in some ways to be just a really unpredictable year for a lot of teams. Will there be, like last year it was Indiana, but this year, which was a transfer situation, a new coach, what will they be like in year two? Can they do that, any sort of thing like that again? And their schedule's pretty good. But what other things will be surprising because of the transfer portal? And, I don't think we're changing traditional powers with the transfer portal. But we might see, we got the Texas Tech experiment going on, all the money they got in their roster. What's year two like under Elko? What's it like having A&M in Fayetteville? And is this the year that Arkansas finally ends the misery against Missouri and A&M in Fayetteville? They got them both in Fayetteville.
Got to win them both.
Just so you know, on my little circle exercise.
Yeah.
I got Missouri and A&M in the win column for Arkansas.
Well, I know. And
So put it in their bulletin board material.
You were.
I'm sure Drink is listening. And has
Well,
it
if not,
immediately.
there's someone ready to report back.
Well,
I
yeah,
can
the
assure you that.
the family lines.
Hey, Pittman said this the other day in Atlanta. I mean, you got to win these close games. You got to reverse your record in these one-possession games. There's going to be plenty of one-possession games this year, not just involving Arkansas, around the league. That's what you get in a great conference. You get lots of close games, great games, one-possession games, and you reverse a possession or two against those teams, and you win those games. That's a big if, but they got to do that, and they know that.
If you're looking to brighten your day, maybe you're in a one-possession game of life. The purple bag of Blakeman's can put you over the top,
baby.
We all know it's more than just a bag; it's a little bit of magic. So whether you're shopping for a diamond, an anniversary gift, or just something special for yourself, Blakeman's Fine Jewelry is there to make it unforgettable. In Rogers, Blakeman's, it's more than jewelry; it's your story. Man, Tuesday. Have
done.
a great Tuesday.
Yeah, have a
We're
good
gonna
day.
come back and try to do it again tomorrow. Chuck and Bo Show. Have a day.
Why deal with the stress of commercial travel when you can fly on your schedule with Jet Aircraft? No TSA lines, no baggage claim, no waiting around. Just you and your crew flying in comfort and style. Whether it's a weekend getaway, a golf trip, or planning your football travel for the fall, Jet makes it easy. Seats up to 9 with a full bar, custom catering, and plenty of space. Visit Jet NWA for pricing and more. That's Jet with 2 T's.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. They Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking